Hello and good morning. We are back with Wendy Scott, our professional of the year. She is amazing. And as a person who has been helping so many design their closets, their cabinets, she's here as an owner of her own company. It's called Timeless Closets and Cabinetry. If you haven't heard of her yet, you need to Google her, Wendy Scott, or go to timelessclosetsandcabinetry.com. And we're talking today more about the trends and what's happening. She just got back from a big trade show. But she's here to talk more with her podcast series, and I'm going to have her say hello and introduce herself. Hi.
Hi, Jill. Always a pleasure. I am Wendy, the owner of Timeless Closets and Cabinetry, and you can reach me at 908-975-9381, or just look up Timeless Closets and Cabinetry. That's my website, my Facebook, and my Instagram.
And what's the motto? It's not,
It's only a closet.
no, I was going to say it's not just closets, but it's only
It's
a
not just
closet.
a
Yes.
closet. It's only a closet. It's kind of the same thing, but there is a story behind it.
A story behind, let me see, how many pairs of shoes do you own? We found this out last week.
167?
Wow. See, I'm like, was it 67? No, 167.
167. I know. I got in trouble. My husband still doesn't know.
Oh my God. But she taught us like the average of people's, we got to look at shoe size to put the shoes back, like right behind her in the rack. So much that I've learned from you in this whole process. And the average amount of shoes a woman has is what? Is it like
The
60 or
average
30?
client would be 60.
Got it. Okay,
Girl,
that's what it was. So
maybe 12 to 15 for a guy, but then your average lamb closet, you're going a buck 50 to 250 easy. And we
amazing.
discovered that Jill needs to go shopping.
I do. I do. I need to clean out my closet first to make room for the next, the next stage of shoes and clothes. But we're excited to have you here and welcome back. You just got back. We were in Georgia?
I was in Georgia at what's called IWF. So I can actually pull up my screen if you want, if you're
Would
ready.
love to. I'm ready. I want to see it all. What
So
do
we'll
we have?
show with you what it is I was doing. I gotta find my share screen and let's see where my I gotta move the screen one more second. And okay, can you see the podcast?
I see Zoom.
Oh, you still see Zoom?
There you go. Fabulous
It says
finds.
Fabulous Finds. Perfect.
Yep, it popped up.
Okay,
Yes.
so what it is, just the boring stuff out of the way. It's IWF is the Woodworking Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, and
Okay.
it happens every other year. It's a huge trade. It's not just closets
Okay.
where I was back in April. It's
Mm-hmm.
more woodworking. It's huge. There's a huge convention center just for machinery.
Wow.
And then the other part of the convention center is all the closet and the cabinetry stuff with colors and trends and education and tons of fun stuff. So it is still going. If you're in Atlanta, you can go to it. Sadly, I can only stay 2 days. I would have to wrap my husband up in bubble wrap if I were to go longer. I don't know. Did we even tell you what happened throughout the summer?
Oh,
The In May, when the first time I canceled with you, we were involved in a dog attack with pit bulls and three dogs. My husband had 18 bites. I had 13. I
wait.
called Jason up that night. I'm like, Jason, we're canceling. I was covered in
I
blood.
didn't know this.
That was our
Where,
first cancellation. Yes.
where
So
were
I
you? You were home
we were
or?
at a, no, we were at a dog park. They wanted my puppy. Puppy's fine. So that was one. And then July 5th, he fell down a flight of stairs, broke his collarbone and two ribs. And then 4 days later, rolled my ankle walking the dogs and fell in a bush.
I
So,
remember that because you told me about that, but
so it's been an interesting summer. So one of his brother-in-law sent him a case of bubble wrap.
got it
So
now.
I
Now it
couldn't
makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, I couldn't go for 5 days.
Oh
So we
my
only went for
goodness.
two. So the first day is the symposium. So there is education happening all day long, and you have cabinet tracks and closet tracks,
Yeah.
machinery tracks, and it's a really cool thing. I actually spoke on two topics. One was trends, and then the other one was in regards to installation of leather, my favorite, metal, and glass.
Hmm.
So I did that with that's myself and Christina from JB Cutting in the corner. And then the other one was done with Eric Marshall of the Closet Training Institute and Christian, who you still get to meet soon, which is from Echo Domo. So we got to do a lot of fun stuff with that. And then you move on. There's a lot that happens there. We'll get through the crazy stuff. They have awards. This is 40 under 40, where 40 people under 40 get an award for, things that cool things they've done in the industry. And then on the right, just to shout out Christina Relier, Amanda Conger, they did something through the ACSP where they sent a group of students
Yeah.
on our dime to one of the closet shows.
Oh,
So
wow.
the teacher from the wood shop showed up and presented them, unbeknownst to them, with an award, like a little acknowledgement plaque. So that was really nice. And then they have other things. So trends. I know it's only a closet and it geeks me out. So you'll have to pay attention to the bling because I'll get you somewhere interested in something.
Sure.
So crazy enough, we found different rods.
More rods.
So,
I know you're a good Etsy shopper.
well, these are not Etsy. These are things that the trades are bringing
Yeah,
in.
no, I'm saying I remember your handles and stuff, but these are,
Oh
whoa.
yeah, I just put some gorgeous ones
Is
on
that
there too. I got
clear?
them.
Like with blue in it?
It's
Is that
it's an
LED?
acrylic that
Look.
lights up. Can you imagine an acrylic that lights up? The one on the
Wow.
left, the very bottom left, was a pink rod, and I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." And then they had faux leather wrapped rods, which we've seen a couple vendors do already. This was just another option. And then that big black rod is actually, it's hard to see. It was a metal rod that was
Okay.
kind of like printed to look like a black and brown stained wood. So like fun, like funky stuff. I was kind of excited about the light up glass ones, which I know caught your eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they have all these pull down rods, and the pull down rod is for the vertically challenged
Yeah.
who can't reach, or when you have super tall pieces. It's also thinking ADA, where people that can't reach. This is the first time I've ever seen it done in gold and white. So that was a really cool thing. This was, I
Okay.
think it was some vendors from China who did that. So they taught me how to say hello in Chinese, which I can't
I
do.
was
And you
going to say, can you remember it now or
I
no?
can't. And I know you got to do something with your finger that looks like a heart. And they were so cute. They kept getting me to practice, but I fail miserably at remembering.
I'm the same way. Oh my goodness.
And
What's
then
under that? No, hold on. The one on the picture on the right. What's under that?
so they had a lot of other things. They had certain pullouts that looked like leather trays, and just a
Okay.
bunch of fun accessories. These were
Okay.
just the ones that caught my eye, which was
Yeah.
the fact that it was done in gold. And they had the champagne gold, and then they had that old brass, that bright brass that was popular way back when. And I sat with a designer on the plane, and we were talking about this, and she's like, "That's coming back." And she's an
Wow.
interior designer for 30 years, Patty Miller, Miller Luxury Closets. Um, she kind of knows her stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, but she's like, trust me, it's coming back.
All right.
So then we came to drawer secrets. So we talked about I'll talk about the
Whoa.
one on the right first. So this is a drawer company, CCF. And you know how you lose all your drawer space because you can't put anything under that stupid sink plumbing.
I
So
hate that.
this kind of wraps around. This has been around a while. This has just kind of evolved into nicer pieces. But the one on the left, you remember we talked with Casero safes, and everyone knows what a safe looks like. They know what a locking drawer looks like. But this is a secret compartment within your drawer. So you open
Ooh.
up the drawer, and then that secret compartment
I
flies
love
out.
this.
Ooh, I've
And
had
by the way, I
so
like this. It looks like I'm looking at you know how they send wine and like the cases of wine and that wood. I love it, like the way it's connected on the side like that. It
Oh,
looks like
so
a
that's called dovetail maple. So
oh,
that's when they interlock.
yes.
So that is
Uh-huh.
an upgraded wood, which really nice. They're such a nice company. I really love them. They're adorable. Shout out to Beth. Oh, I sat in the symposium and I sat
Hey.
next to this girl, and she looks at me, she goes, "Oh, you're Wendy. I follow your podcast." So shout out to
No
Maddie,
way. Hi,
Maddie in
Maddie.
Florida. She
Awesome.
was
Look at
so
you.
cute. I was like,
You don't
now
know
I'm
it all
Jill.
me. You're no, you're cooler
I'm
than
Jill. I got a fangirl. I love it.
stop. You are so sweet. That is so cool.
Yeah,
These,
I
I mean,
completely
but
forgot to talk about
you
that
were
in the
just
symposium.
amazing because I mean, you were so detailed. Or look at you came home, you put all this together for us. You got it. You are a
I may
producer
have done this at
extraordinaire.
6 a.m. this morning.
God bless you. God bless you. Well, it looks
All the dogs
great.
had me up. Cube shelving.
Ooh,
So there's like it's almost like a floating shelf that's like a box.
Oh,
So this is the one on the right is Element Designs. It's kind of cool. I had a kitchen design or an interior designer asking me the other day. She goes, "Hey, have you seen anything like that?" I asked my kitchen person, they're like, "It doesn't exist." And I'm like, "You mean this?" And it was just so cool. They have all these different configurations, and those are all the metals that you can get. And then on the one on the left is a mix of my favorite Ecodomo leather shelves placed within those cube-like shelving pieces, and that's Hayfella. So fun kind of European looks are happening quite around. My favorite, and we're going to go into detail in like a week or two on this, with is lighting upgrades.
oh, wow.
It's hard to see, but what you're looking at is this really thin 1/4 inch piece of silicone that can light up your closet. So you don't see those old school dots. And it's silicone, so it bends. So, and
Wow.
we were looking at the different lighting where it can work, hook up with your Alexa, and you can tell Alexa to turn your lights
Stop.
on and dim your lights and do all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm like, ooh, no more needing to buy that little plug from Amazon,
Yeah.
which I have done. The metal trim. This might be one of the most exciting things for me. I know it's metal. How boring is that? If you see that, you see this quarter square, this tiny
Hmm.
square molding.
Yeah.
So I had a client, back when we talked about the mansion in May, I had a client who had seen this, and she's like, "I want that drawer." So it was a drawer, and it was wrapped in metal on the outside. Only a couple companies are even doing that. I've done it. Again, Patty from P. Miller's done it, but nobody's really doing it. It's so stinking expensive.
I was
So I
gonna
wrote,
say, but that looks beautiful. I would like that in my kitchen because everything, all the wood's getting all crummy and gross. That seems, but I could
well, I'm going to
imagine.
bring you back. What she
Oh,
wanted was out of price range.
okay.
So I saw a video where they had taken these metal rods and they glued them to the inside of the door.
Okay.
And I showed them to her. I was there to sign the contract. I showed it to her. I said, "What if we do this instead? It's a lot less expensive." And she fell in love. But she wasn't really a fan of like the square shaker look, but she really
Hmm.
wanted the metal. So when we were there, they had this beveled metal, which is what you're seeing on the inside of this door. It's brand new. It's only been out a couple weeks. And so I took a couple of photos and I just texted it to her husband last night. And I said, "What do you think? Show the boss." And he goes, "Oh my God, she's in love." So now we get to change her closet, and we're going to add all the metal trim to it. So
Nice.
excited. It's my favorite. I'm super excited about this. And that's Designs by Distinction, also called Brownwood.
Okay.
Super, super nice. They also had this. Think about this as a mom and a homeowner. It's called a drip trim. So when you have that garbage pullout, do you have a garbage pullout?
No, I don't, but I know
Neither do I.
people who
It's
do.
okay.
Okay.
Next time you're over there, let's look at the top of their door that slides out where you're handling that garbage. It's the most repaired piece because of all the crap, pun
That
intended,
falls
that goes
on.
in and out. So they've created this little metal lip to protect the top of your garbage pullout.
That makes so much sense. And then I would actually I would go one step further and get like a shower cap like type of thing to put over it. Like at the nail salon, they put that plastic like
Oh,
shower cap in for your feet, like on the pedicure.
yeah.
Then I would make a liner that goes over it to do over protection. I'm sorry.
You put it like a clear
Like a
plastic,
liner, like a
a
liner. Yeah,
liner.
yeah.
There you go.
Ooh.
So like fun, like crazy stuff. Old as new. I recently this has been around for a while. That tiger wood look. This is just a gray version, dark wood version. It's been around, but I just had a client ask me for it. And it was an interior designer. So when they want something, it's coming back. But
Mm.
it's like an acrylic look. I sent her
Yeah.
pictures. She was like, "Oh my God, please, yes."
Oh,
So now
wow.
we'll talk. I'm gonna go mix and match in some of these because I didn't move them all. Now, I don't know how well you can see this. So this is almost like a metal mesh looking, but can you imagine a men's closet out of this metal meshy looking thing? And then on
Ah,
the one on the
I like,
left,
oh, it's
it's
sparkly,
like
acrylic-y.
sparkle. Yeah, I would kill to do a closet with that. So I need
Very
somebody to call
unique.
me because fun, right? You could do just the doors, but you could do the whole closet in that. Why not?
Ooh,
Be pricey, but
but beautiful.
that's crazy, Glenn. That's actually Richelieu. Go back. Slim Shaker was everywhere. So it's that what that is, Slim Shaker, Micro Shaker, they're all calling it the same thing. It's that tiny edge instead of the 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 edge that's going around, which is what I have in my closet. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but it was
Yeah.
everywhere. And I'm seeing a lot of that. This one, I'm so excited for this.
Ah, the leather. You love this. Wow. So
These were actual samples waiting for me when I arrived home.
you're kidding. That is so sweet.
So I had JB Cutting had sent me as a surprise these mats in the black and the green, and then we have a black shagreen right here, and then this was a cocoa shagreen, so it's almost like a taupey, sparkly shagreen
Hmm.
into that slim shaker. I'm so excited. I'm like, ooh.
That is beautiful. I
I didn't
aspire to have this. Oh my goodness.
That was my reward for being in Atlanta and having delay, cancel, come back at 6:40 in the morning. Actually, which means I gotta be there at 4:40 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't envy the people trying to get out the next couple days.
And she's still up here working hard and doing her show. Did it cancel? No, no. Well, thank
No.
goodness you weren't attacked by dogs this time, but thank you for coming
Oh,
through.
I would have just gone back to the expo and done it live. We just
Aw-
would have walked around.
Awesome.
So colors and textures were everywhere. You could see like the super mats in like fun colors, and then the acrylics and the lacquer looking, and then just different patterns, which you don't have to do the whole closet in those. You can do just pieces. Like you could just do a back, or you could just do doors or drawer fronts. But there were really so many unique options throughout. A lot of mats, a lot of high gloss, and then just unique textures.
Beautiful.
Come back to some more. Again, you could see those fun stripes. And then the reeded doors. I've been getting a few asks for that pale blue.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's the dark blue, which I love, that deep, deep blue. And then again, you've got those super mats in interesting colors. This one right here is like a terracotta. And this has been big in Italy for a while, which means it's coming. And it's kind of here. I
I like,
haven't, what's that?
oh no, I was gonna say, I like the one, two, three above it, that pale, like teal look. I just love that color.
It's almost like a cross between a green and a gray, green
Yes.
and a gray. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
what we would call that. You know how they have grayish,
Yeah. Great.
or like greige.
Great.
I don't
Uh-huh.
Make up our own words, right? And then more super mattes. You can see again, there's that blue. There's a deeper green, and they just had like a lot of really cool colors going all the way around. And then European flair. So a lot of really wide
Those wine
wood.
glasses in the closet. Wait, what's that?
Well, you can
Oh, that's
do like
not.
we do wine rooms. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It actually
Oh
is.
my
Um,
gosh.
I mean, we have put wine refrigerators in closets,
Yeah.
and we've put those makeup refrigerators in closets.
Hmm.
A lot of people can build cabinetry. It doesn't have to be in the closet. It can be like little bar areas, and we've put bar areas in bedrooms.
Okay.
So coffee wine bar in your bedroom,
Hmm.
so we can lock it and keep the kids out. It's Jill's dream right there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
really wide and almost like floating out from the wall type cabinetry
Hmm.
in some of that European flair piece. We're actually getting pretty close to the end, but we have 7 minutes functional hardware. So it's a little hard to see sometimes. The one on the right are like just like long, skinny slide out wine racks.
Hmm.
And then the one on the left is like a sliding bypass door, but they end flat and then they slide in fully on each other.
Wow,
So
how is that? So they go in and then you push it or just wait,
yeah, you push it
got
and
it.
then it goes in and then fully behind. So just kind of
Beautiful.
instead of that overlap that you typically get, not that people can
Yeah,
see what I'm doing with my
I
hands.
get it. I get it.
But it was really cool. That's actually Hayfler right there. And I don't remember who that was. I think it was US Futaba, but I'm not sure 100%. And then mesh inserts, which was back to Designs by Distinction. different ones. We've seen rattan requests. This is like a Lumicore, which is it's like an acrylic that
That
has
clear? It looks like there's like a flower in it or no.
yes. So Lumicore makes these acrylic panels and they
Okay.
have like pressed flowers or
Yes.
like funky stuff inside. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
that center leather panel, you can do the rattan, you can do that Lumicore piece. This is like a really funky piece. That's the wire mesh that's really, really decorative. And then this is old school decorative.
Wow.
And we've seen a lot
Are
of
those like little
requests for these.
beads or pearls?
Yeah.
What's in the middle there? I can't really see. Yeah.
It's almost like a square and it has like an embellishment
Okay.
where each square meets. And we'll download this and put it on in addition to our recording, everything will be on the website. And then even though we have 5 minutes, networking.
Hey, look at I love your you're so good with the margaritas or the wine. What is that?
They called it something. It was, I don't know, had pineapple and coconut and look, I don't know what it was, but it was good. And my friend didn't like it, so I got hers too. So I was double fisting it.
I love
Um,
it.
but networking is one of the best things that you can do at a trade show.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, you get out of it what you put into it. We learned from, just sitting at this table, we were all discussing Instagram and the app InShot and how it's made huge changes for someone on their Instagram and different resources and supports and different methods. So it's sometimes when you're networking, the
Mm-hmm.
best connections are kind of made at the bar. Doesn't mean you have to drink. We're not promoting that. And then just for the heck of it, I ran into a woman. She had a screw as
I
an
was gonna
earring.
say, is that a score? That is so cool.
I can't tell you that this is now sitting in my Amazon shopping cart.
I love it. That
But you
is
get out of it what you put into it. Networking is some of the best stuff you can do. I actually just got a call from someone I know out in Pennsylvania who's like, "Hey, I have a resource. Can you
mm-hmm.
can you help her out in New York?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And that's because I made a connection.
Wow.
So it's not just go and party and walk around and look at pretty shiny things. You have to really, invest in meeting people. It makes you a better designer. It's good for business. It gives you the support so that you can help each other out. So that was my
Amazing.
fun slide for the end. And we hit everything with 3 minutes to spare.
Wow, you're so good. Wow, wow, wow. This is beautiful. Now, how does it work? So you meet all these vendors, you do your networking. I'm sure you have a lot of new contacts now to go
Mhm.
through. And so what would you say the best part of the show was? What's the one thing you picked up that you really want to use and have? Which product was it?
My favorite was that beveled trim.
Yeah.
That metal beveled trim. I needed some of those special funky colors because
Mm-hmm.
I have clients asking for those. So those were great to see in
Yeah.
person and see the quality. Um, the metal trim was the one I was so excited about. I actually sent a few designers, one from Texas, another one from New Jersey. I'm like, go back over, this is where they are, ask them to show you this bevel trim. And they came back and had samples. So I had to go yell at them and get my own sample. Um, so
Ah,
nobody knew that they were there. But they had samples. That was probably the most exciting for me. And I always love, I'm a huge networker. I love meeting the people in person. Even little Maddie, she's like, what if, she joined the ACSP, which is a closet association. She's like, what about mentorships? I'm like, don't worry about signing up. You just call me. And I gave her my phone number. So now I have a little mentee, another mentee. I have a few, but I'm like, it's
beautiful.
meeting and making the connections and solidify the connections
Okay.
over dinner. And I'll tell you, I don't know where we ate, but if you're a wine drinker,
Oh my
one of my
gosh.
friends and I had a glass of rosé, but
Uh-huh.
they brought out the bottle and they emptied the bottle in within the two glasses.
Ooh,
It was like the biggest pour I've ever seen. I'm like, but you're making connections, and those
yeah.
connections are so important because the what is this? A rising tide lifts all boats.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping each other across across the whatever. It's so good to network and stay in touch with each other and learn. And it's about working on your business, not just in your business.
Very true. Beautifully said. Wendy Scott, thank you so much. Timeless Closets, how do we contact you?
we contact Wendy from 908-975-9381, Wendy at timelesscc.com, and Timeless Closets and Cabinetry for Instagram, Facebook, and my website.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you here. If you don't mind, stop sharing that screen so I
You
can say
got
goodbye to you
it.
properly here one-on-one. And always a pleasure, Miss
Oh, and look, Jill,
Kevin.
Giants opening day.
I,
I'm ready to
is
go.
it really? Oh, I hope the weather. Wait, where are they playing?
My husband's a Giants fan. He doesn't care.
Are they here?
Yes, we've
Oh,
got
okay.
tickets and we've got rain gear.
God bless you. Good luck. Hopefully, no thunder and lightning won't be canceled. But thank you so much. Have a great time. Are you going to sleep today? Can you catch up a little bit?
No.
Trooper, trooper. Thank you so much.
You
And
will
always a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
absolutely see you
All right.
next week.
Enjoy the game,
Bye.
sweetheart. Bye bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.